You've been gone for so long.
You can learn a lot about the NYPD by leaving Manhattan. Thousands of cops drive home at night to Staten Island.
'Cause I'm lonely.
Past Jesse Daniels, every night on the spot where his best friend died, a soulful vigil for Eric Garner.
Can't you see? I miss you. I really, really do.
He'd had lots of run-ins with police. This, the last.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
The officer involved was cleared. After Ferguson had bookended Obama's annus horribilis on race and policing.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid, for he beareth not the sword in vain.
Romans 14, verse 4.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power?
Beretta, 25.
So now I'm fighting with this guy. I mean, literally, it was a fight to the death.
Retired cop, now Reverend John Rocco Carlo. On the mean streets of 70s New York, he was meaner.
This is what I'm saying.
An arrest of a black man back in the day, and you think today's race relations tense.
And I had him in the phone booth with my gun up his nose, cocked. I was going to kill him. Now I look up, and there's about 30 people yelling, kill the cops, let's kill these cops, right? They're coming toward us. I asked my partner for his gun. I had my gun. I cocked both guns. And I said to these people, you see that line? You cross it. We may die here today, but 12 of you are going to die with us.
Please just leave me alone.
For him, Eric Garner's death was not about race.
If I had been there as a cop and we were back in the old days, I would have walked up to him and said, Eric, you got to get out of here. And he, knowing who I was.
So you're saying that his death was more to do with the lack of neighborhood policing as opposed to a race issue?
I think the neighborhood policing would have changed the whole incident.
No justice! No peace! No
Not far from church, a different choir.
Police! No racism! Police!
Every week, Eric Garner's daughter conducts on the steps of the Staten Island courthouse.
What's wrong with policing in this city?
What's wrong with policing? They abusing their power. They think they above the law. I mean, I think the problem is we need to take the bad ones out and replace them with good ones.
As simple as that?
It's as simple as that.
I was expecting you to come across much more angrily.
My anger is in this protest. The anger is in the smile right here. Like, the anger is in, you know, what I'm pushing for.
Shut it down.
Across the Hudson, it's all blown up in the mayor's face. Bill de Blasio was elected on a police reform ticket and with the help of his son, Dante.
I want to tell you a little bit about Bill de Blasio. He's the only...
After the decision not to indict in the Garner case, his dad said this.
We've had to literally train him, as families have all over this city for decades, in how to take special care in any encounter he has with the police officers who are there to protect him.
Cops didn't like it. Police unions in the middle of contract renegotiations, ditto. That said, it could have blown over. What happened here on Tompkins Avenue in Brooklyn changed everything again, though. Two police officers sitting in their patrol car were targeted because of their uniform, both reflective of the ethnic diversity of this town. What happened here was an execution. They were both members of a force already feeling unloved. So when the mayor arrived at one of the funerals, this. Relations between City Hall and the NYPD are at Arctic levels. There is a certain cooling in relations between some in the black community. But there are two big tropical fronts moving in. NYPD has never been this ethnically diverse, and crucially, crime levels are at a historic generational low. Hollywood knew it as Fort Apache, the Bronx.
They were attacking the headquarters and they barred the doors.
Irish cop John Loud knew it as something else.
The 4-1 precinct, the murder capital of the world, and this location right here was wall-to-wall pimps and prostitute and drug dealers and mayhem and murders.
Once upon a time, this precinct building was literally under siege after allegations of police brutality. Now, according to John, iPhones have replaced baseball bats.
It's much more difficult today. With everyone having a camera, if someone would attack you, you only see the reaction of the cop punching the man in the face. You don't see him kicking the cop earlier. You just see the reaction. Oh, I don't know how the kids do it today.
The past, though, is a foreign place. To bring it home, we invited Shannon Watkins to church.
Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm born and raised on Staten Island.
She's the new generation of police reform activist.
Obviously, you've been involved in some of the Eric Gardner protests, and you want to see some sort of change to policing in this town. Do you?
Yes, yes. There's definitely a need for a change. But the thing is, it's not a change forward, it's actually a change of going backward.
Yeah.
Because...
Well, you're agreeing?
I do agree. I'm only 28, but I know the term of community policing. Yeah. And I'm a member of the National Council of Negro Women. And some of the older members, they tell me about what that was like. And you had a community of cops and people who knew each other.
I grew up on Jersey Street. The cop that walked the beat there, we knew his name.
So please come back home.
And so to some painful questions. What would have happened if Eric Garner knew the officer on that fateful day? What would have happened if the officer knew him? Would Jesse Daniels still have a friend?
Thank you, man. My man Eric Gardner, rest in peace. I did that for you, bro. One love.